What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas,
And I'm T-Bone.
and we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be doing our Week 12 Panthers recap. The Panthers fall to the Tennessee Titans 17-10, and this time Bryce Young couldn't overcome the opposing rookie quarterback. T-Bone, as the residential Panthers fan who is now wholly and completely dead inside, but also rejuvenated a little bit, I think. What are your thoughts?
So, since 2018, when David Tepper has purchased the Carolina Panthers, um, this has been our worst showing yet, and on pace, our worst showing ever. Besides only the, I want to say, 2001 Panthers, which are which is one of two teams to have won their first game and gone winless the rest of the season. That the other one being, I believe, the 2020 Jacksonville Jaguars. So, um, just a little mindset. Since 2018, our best showing was our first year with Ron Rivera going 7-9. When we still had Luke Kuechly. Um, I guess okay. So let's talk about the game really quickly. We suck. We've been sucking. Injuries not great. Uh, Offensive play calling abysmal. I believe we ran a screen for our final play where we were 4th and 6. So obviously very uninspired. We suck. We don't have a bad squad on defense. Obviously we could do better, but we don't have an absolutely abysmal squad. We're doing things. We're coming together. But we're just not making the moves on offense, and sometimes on defense we are failing. We're just a bad team, but defense is where we are doing better. Offense, you'd think that we would be good at least a little bit, but we're not. We're not even close. Whole lot to say, not a lot of time to say it. I mean, I guess we have time, but we want to make these videos somewhat short. Dude, the best weapon that we have is Adam Thielen so far. I mean that, and I'm big on him. I like him, but he's also a dinosaur. So, uh, man, it's hard. It is hard. There's also so especially this is a special week because Frank Reich got fired. Obviously, you're probably wondering when I was going to get to that. I want to get to it quickly. Frank Reich was relieved of his position. I believe it was yesterday. Yes, yesterday morning. It was I believe it was in the morning, and or that's when I hit the press, and got a lot to say about that. So let me first start by saying Frank Reich was not totally responsible. Okay, he is the head coach, but he is not totally responsible. All right, he's given this type of squad, and I understand maybe not. Playoffs aren't were in the cards. I thought they'd be in the cards because of the weak division, but they aren't in the cards. But going 1-10 and taking over the offensive play, it's abysmal. It is absolutely abysmal. Frank Reich did not do good. He was uninspired, and he was not great. I was hopeful beginning, even though I wanted Wilkes. I've always wanted Wilkes. I was hoping that with this switch up to have an offensive coach that could do something. We did not. It did not. So that being said, it obviously he was relieved of his position. Excuse me one moment. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. So obviously It has been a tumultuous time, and I think we need to talk about it. We need to talk about the main problem, the problem most people I've seen talk about. The big problem, our owner, frickin' David Allen Tepper. Goofy looking, chubby looking, lurch looking, stupid SOB. Um, I do not like him. I do not like him at all. He has done. Now, I will give him his flowers when he does something. That being said, he's not done a lot to be given flowers. So that is why I don't. He brought back he made the Panthers Hall of Honor. That is something that I like. At where we commemorate our greatest Panthers and what they do. Wondering when Luke Kuechly's going to get a spot, but that's besides the point. So I really, I don't like him. I don't think he's a good owner. I think he's actually a very bad owner because he's let the football guys do their football stuff, and that's the thing. If you have a passionate owner that likes the football team and really wants to be there, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But making football decisions, are you joking me? Are you kidding me? He just said, I believe it was today or yesterday, talked about how he has the power to override any decision, but he doesn't. And that may be the case for owners. That does not mean that is not something you should be parading around or bragging about. He's not a football guy. He has never done a football thing in his life. He's playing GM. He is a football guy playing GM. You know who else is a guy playing GM, an owner? Jerry Jones. And he's been riding on his success since the 90s because he only won because Emmitt Smith, Larry Allen, Michael Irvin, and Aikman. He's not good. He's not good at all. He wants to play football. He wants to be a football guy, but he's not. He's a hedge fund rich kid is what he is. And that's not Carolina Panthers. He is not Carolina Panther in my book. He's put way more money into the Panthers than I have. I won't dispute that, but I've been a fan longer than him, and I promise you, this is just another thing on his resume for him. That's all it is. That's all it is, because he's not a real fan. He's not a real fan. He didn't put blood, sweat, and tears into this. I understand he put money, but he's not good. He's not good for this franchise. Best record we've had, 7-9. Are you kidding me? We're uninspired. We're uninspired. We're not a good team. We're just a mass of athletes that do nothing. And that's not to disrespect the good people for the Carolina Panthers that have done things, because I don't want that to be the case. But it's just, I'm not crying, it's allergies. But it's just, dude, it's hard. It really is hard. The fact that most guys wanted Wilks, locker room wanted Wilks, most guys wanted Wilks. It sucks to see him. It sucks to see him go. It sucks to see him, succeed somewhere else. You wish, because we were 7-10, we went 6-6 in our last games, and Wilks had the locker room. We were moving. We were gaining steam, and we took in an attempt to rebuild, a fat step back for nothing. It seems like. So, obviously, it's not all Frank Reich's fault, and it's actually very not a good look to have 5, including interims, 5 head coaches. That is 5 in, is it 5 seasons? Yeah,
I thought it was
6-6
if you're counting Rivera.
Okay, let's go through. So we had Rivera. Then you had who's the guy in the middle? Sorry, yeah,
There's
Rivera.
The interim after Rivera got fired.
Yep. Okay, Rivera, Perry, Rule,
Wilks,
Reich, Tabor. 6. Okay, 6. See what they've done to me, Vegas. You see what these Panthers have done to me. That's 6 coaches. Are you kidding me? Now I understand wanting to demand success, wanting to have I guess an atmosphere of excellence and demanding excellence of your team. Getting mad and soft rebuilding and hard rebuilding every 2 years is not the case, man. That is not what you do. I believe someone asked me. I wasn't on YouTube or anything. Someone asked me, "What'd you do? What does this Panthers team make you feel like?" It may have been you, Vegas. I'll tell you what it makes me feel like. It makes me feel like I want to be a hedge fund rich kid billionaire and buy the flipping team from him and beg Wilkes to come back. Beg him to. We need culture. That's part of the problem. That is really part of the problem. We are a cultureless franchise. And the thing is, we are not a cultureless franchise. We have a lot of culture. We have a lot of things to be proud of here. We are the Carolina Panthers, God bless it. We are not just some 2-bit football team. We have things that we should be proud of. We have records in the books. Some not good records, but God bless it, we have records. Some records are good. We have the longest touchdown pass in Super Bowl history. I hold on to that one. I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we have that. Us, the Carolina Panthers. And it sucks. It really just sucks because yeah, I love this. I love this team. I do. I love it with all my heart. We never have to win a game again. I'll wear a jersey. I'll wear my paraphernalia. I'll wear it proudly. Doesn't mean I'm happy about it. I know we're better than this. I know we are. I know we are. We've been better. We have had better teams. We are not incompetently run. We have had competent runs before. We've been competently run before. And I understand Jerry Richardson had some some controversies to him. I understand that. I'm not trying to say that they weren't unfounded. I am trying just saying, just pointing out. Look who we gave the keys to. Look who we gave the keys to. And dude, it's hard. And it really, we've had problems in a lot of places that I won't lie to you about that, but it's starting at the top. It starts at the top with David Tepper. He said something a couple years ago. I think I brought this up already about how all the nerds in their basement on Twitter go ahead and touch some grass or something. Said something like that. Said something stupid. And I understand sometimes it may seem like that as, the guy in charge looking at his fans, what can I do to make you happy? I'll tell you what I can do. I'll tell you what you can do. Start to make competent decisions. And some of them aren't hard either. Some of them I think a 12-year-old could make. I understand owning a franchise is a little bit difficult business at times, but are you kidding me? Some of these are just no-brainers. The Bryce Young CJ Stroud mess. Reich wanted Stroud. I believe some of the other squad wanted Stroud, or front office, but Tepper wanted Young, and I wanted Young. I liked Young, but who? That's all in the past. They talk about what kind of I have full confidence behind Young. No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't say you do. You know you don't. You want to be a football guy. You're not a football guy. You're a hedge fund guy who wants to be a football guy, but you're not. Not an ounce of experience. I have more. I do. But it sucks that we put him in this situation, Young. But I don't know what you can do from here. Best you can do is just pick up the pieces and try and just rebuild. Doing that for 5 years. Let's talk about the squad. I think combined we have 4 head coaches, interim and not interim, on the squad or on in the coaching staff. We got Capers, coach of the year. We got Caldwell. We got who else do we have? We have another guy, and now we have Tabor. Um, let's talk about him. I like it. I do. Even though he's a special teams coordinator, been a solid special teams coordinator. Even though he was the team coordinator with the Double Doink. But I mean, really, I want to be mad, but I want to be a bad guy. I put that on the kicker. I've seen what Tabor's done with this squad of special teams, and he's been able to make a lot of nothing. Now, I'm not trying to say that Emir Smith Marset and Company and Pinheiro are nothing, but from the crap that we've been given, and we're saying, hey, special teams make something of this. We've made things of this. We have made something of nothing. So I'm
I
hoping that we can.
I will note
Mm-hmm.
when Gruden got fired, the interim head coach for the Raiders was special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia, and he took their
Who should
season,
have?
turned it around, and marched them straight into the playoffs. Now, do I
That's what we do
expect
with
that
Wilkes.
to happen for Carolina? Even in your division, no.
No, no. And
But
the
don't
thing is, we
diss
did
on
it
a
with
man just
did it with
because
Wilkes.
he's a special teams coordinator. You know what I mean?
No, and I like him. I do. The sad thing is we did the Bisaccia thing with Wilkes, and it just barely didn't work out. So I don't know. Another
Also,
thing I
the
heard.
Raiders should have rehired Bisaccia to be their head coach, just like the Panthers should have rehired Wilkes to be their head coach. I will die on that hill.
No, I agree. I agree. What else? Oh yeah, the team found out on social media, and that's not classy at all. That's for a man like David Tepper, who wants to talk about class. That's a classless move, and that's not okay. I I I hope he hears this himself. I do. He won't. He won't. He can talk for 1,000 years about how much he cares about the Panthers. I won't. I won't have it. He's put more money into them than I have, but I have more heart and soul. I promise you that. I promise you that. So, David Tepper, if this somehow gets to you, do us all a favor and sell the team. None of us want you. We want you out. I hope you get Snydered. I do, and not so that something malicious can happen to you. I wish you all the best, but I hope because you have done so much damage to this franchise, I want you out, out. Um, I mean, it's good because even though we suck, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. The team is still together. I mean, that's like the physical players are still together. There's not a lot of lovers quarrel. They are all really solidly together in this plight, and some may walk, some may not, but I'm happy. I'm happy with what with the fact that they have understood what's going on and they are just sticking together. Uh, but no, I like the Chris Tabor with that. I do. I like that. I think that we should get someone within Carolina to be our head coach. I understand that Harbaugh, um, the Lions OC,
Ben
and
Johnson.
yep, and Johnson and Belichick are all candidates, but and that may serve us well. It may serve us not. Uh, and honestly, I'd like to wait a little bit more to see how the team feels about Chris Tabor, see what they feel about, see what the team feels, and maybe listen this time. But I like him. I do. I think he'll be solid. because he's also a defensive guy, Chris Tabor. But I'm hoping we can get one or two more wins out of this. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we are reinvigorated. And by the way, this is the, I believe, fifth or fourth shortest tenured head coach, because you've got a couple of front guys from the 70s and 80s, Belichick and and Reich, and then you've got uh golly, the guy from Jags and Hackett last year, because he was fired, I think, week 15. So, but yeah, really, I guess that's really it. I mean, not much to say about uh, the game. We suck. We didn't do good. O line is really the problem. That is that's been very just we got that figured out. We our O line's our biggest problem and offensive weapons, and we shore that up. And Rice looks like he's good. I mean, this is a trial by fire, but I'm hoping that does good for him in the long run. I don't want him to be hit like he is, but at least he's learning how to take hits now, so that when he has a nice O line, he's like, "Hey, I have time to throw the ball." How Mother T-Bone called me yesterday and said, because she's not a big football gal. She asked me, she goes, why are the big guys not protecting the little guy? And I go, Mom, I'd love to tell you. I can't, though. So it was funny. It's at least funny with that. Other little fun facts, Bryce is the third quarterback that the Panthers have drafted in the first round. Second first overall, because we had Wham Bam Cam Newton as our other first overall pick. But yeah, biggest problems, not non field wise, are David Tepper, and I don't know how we're gonna get around that, but I'm hoping he sells. I do, and if not, I'm hoping that we can just overcome crap. I do. We're a gritty franchise. Hopefully, we can just grit together. We can grit it out. Vegas, your thoughts?
I mean, you laid it all pretty bare. I do find it interesting how the week after I talk about how the best owners in the NFL are patient and aren't impulsive. Now, if I'm being honest, Frank Reich needed to be fired. He was doing an awful job as the coach of this team. But to David Tepper, I would like to offer a word of wisdom. Do not insist on continuing to remain a relevant part of the football operations of this franchise. I will guarantee you that every fan of this team will thank you for it. You want to be the most popular guy in the room? Back off and let the football guys do their football stuff. The other word of advice I would offer you, David, unless he is as big of a colossal failure as Urban Meyer or Frank Reich, give the next head coach you hire at least 2 seasons. At least. Show just a little bit of patience. The one time you actually decided to show patience was the one time you shouldn't have. You all saw how things went with Matt Rule. You waited too long to fire him. After Season 2, it should have been done. 2 seasons is usually enough to know if you've got the guy. Reich was pretty clearly not it. So I don't have a problem with this decision. But show some patience next time. The next guy you hire, give him 2 seasons. Unless he's that much of a failure. And if he's that much of a failure, then either back out of the football operations entirely or sell the team. That's all I got. T-Bone, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
No, sir.
Alrighty then, please be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. We would love to hear what you all have to say. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.